What's up, guys? This is the third video showing how to work with the Spotify API using Python to automatically create playlists. If you haven't seen the last videos, the link is in the description. Go there and watch them before to understand better what I did. So in the last video, we have used this search method here to get information of a track, and it gave us a JSON file, and inside this file we have our music ID, which is also called URI. Let's print again this JSON structure to see better how it works. So here we have the structure, and we, by using the debugger, found how to get specifically the ID of the music. Let's print it now by following this path here: tracks, items, 0, and ID. Okay, here we have it. You can see the ID of the music. I will just say the URI from now ahead. We have the URI of the music, and the Spotify library has a method to add musics to a playlist, which is sp.playlist add the items. As you can see here, you can add tracks to a playlist. And what we need is first the playlist ID here. I will even write here playlist ID, and also items, which is a list of track URIs, as you can see here in the description. So I will write here items, and I will leave it blank for now. So first we need to create the playlist and then get the playlist ID, and after we need to get the URI of every song we want to add to our playlist. And then we will insert the values here, the playlist ID and the list of URIs. So I will comment this line of code here, and let's create our playlist using this function here, user playlist create. And here we need the user ID, the name we want our playlist to have, and if our playlist is public or not. So I will write user here and leave it blank now, and then the name of our playlist, which will be top songs from ChatGPT. And here we can also set the public parameter, but if you look in the documentation, you will see that the default value is true. So we don't need to write it here. Only when we want a playlist to be private, we will have to write the public parameter and set it to false. Now we want to get the user ID. Here above, I created this object. I call it the current user method here, and I assign it the result to this object. I will even write a breakpoint here and run the debugger. You will see that this is a JSON object, and inside this JSON object we have our user ID, which is here, the ID of the user. We also have other information that I have explained in the first video. Now let's close the debugger. Let's write our user ID here, and then we can try to run the code to create the playlist. But it's gonna generate an error. You will see. It gave us this error here, insufficient client scope. And this is because we have set the scope here to just read, user library read. And using this scope, we do not have permission to write, or for example, to create a playlist or to add songs. So we will change it. Here in the Spotify for Developers documentation, we can see the scopes that we have for playlists. And we basically need to use this scope here, which is playlist modify public. You can even click in the link here to understand better what this scope is about. And here we have the description, which is write access to a user's public playlists. So we are creating public playlists and we need this scope here. If we had a private playlist, we would have to use this playlist modify private here. But here we have a public playlist. So let's change it, playlist modify public, and try to run our code again. We need to authorize the access again. I will click agree here. And it's the same process we have already done before. We need to insert the URL we were redirected to, which is this URL here. I will copy it and paste here. And now everything worked. We can go on Spotify to see the result. So I will open it here. And here we have our new playlist, top songs from ChatGPT. It's empty, so let's add the songs. We will have to use this search method to get the URI of each music. Here above, we have this music's artists list, which is a list that we created and which contains the name of the music and the artist. We will use this list to get the URI of each music, ignoring this first item. So I will write a for loop here. For item in music's artists. Let's print this item for you to see. Here we are printing each music and the name of the artist. Basically, it's a list. The first index is the music and the second is the name of the artist. So we can print just the index 0 to print only the music. Let's do it. So here we have, and if we want to print only the name of the artist, we can just put the index 1 here. Now let's create an f string to print. I will write f, open quotes, open brackets, and then item index 0, space here, and then open brackets again, curly brackets, and item 1. I will print, and it's gonna be the music and the name of the artist. Okay, so here we have the music, somebody that I used to know, and then the name of the artist here, Gotti. So we are gonna use this f string to search for each music URI. Here above we have our search method. I will copy it and paste inside our for loop, and I will assign the result to a variable music data. And here we just need to change the query, this string here. I will change the query and I will replace by this f string. Now we are getting each music data. This is a JSON object, but the only thing that matter here to us is the URI of the music. So I will copy this snippet here, which is how we get the music URI, and I will just replace music found by music data, and I will print it. Now we are printing each music URI. Here above we are printing the name of the music and the artist, and then we are getting music data, and inside this data, which is a JSON object, we are getting the music URI or music ID. I will print a new line here below, and let's run our code. Okay, it's getting each song URI. You can see it takes some time to search for the song and to get the data and print it in the screen. Now it finished, so we can test, for example, this URI here, open spotify.com/track/ the music URI here. We can paste it here to check if it's the right song. The song is Part of Me from Katy Perry. And you can see that it worked. Here we have the song. We can test with another one like this one here. And here we have it again. I think we will be able to get every song of this list because these are very popular songs, so Spotify has every one of them. But when Spotify doesn't has a song, it will find another one and it will add this another one, which will not be the song we want. So this is a problem that I found, and we will have to, for example, delete this song manually from our playlist. I did a mistake here. I forgot to comment this line of code. So each time our script did run, we created a new playlist in Spotify. You can see here that we have many playlists called top songs from ChatGPT. I will delete and just leave one here. Okay, here we have it. I will click in this playlist. Now we want to add each song URI to a list. I have already created this music's URIs list here before. I even forgot to record, but whatever. Let's add. Let's write music's URIs dot append, and then we are gonna copy this snippet here, which is basically the URI of the music, and append to the list. And here below, let's print our list to make sure that it worked. Okay, it worked. Now I will just ignore the first item of this list, which is this song artist here. We don't want to search for song and artist. We want to search for the actual name of the music and the actual artist. So I will start from index 1 and I will go until the end of this list. And finally, to add the songs to our playlist, we must use this method here, sp.playlist add items. And we need the playlist ID, which we can get by simply clicking here. Here in Spotify, we can just click in the playlist, and you can see here in the link the ID of the playlist. We have open Spotify /playlist /the ID. So I will just copy and paste here, and then we need the items, which is the list of music's URIs. So I will write here music is URI, and I will have to put this function here below after the for loop. And now we can run the code and see the result. It will add music by music to our playlist. So you can see that it's searching for each music and adding to our playlist. Okay, it finished. Let's go in Spotify, and here you can see every song. I will put the link to this playlist in the description below, so you can check by yourself if every song here is the right song. But probably is because these songs are very famous. But when we have a song that is not so famous, or Spotify does not have a license, we will not be able to add to our playlist. Actually, it's gonna add another song, because even when we search it for just song and artist, Spotify gave us a URI here. Let's even check. I will write the URI here and let's see what kind of track it is. Love song. Okay, it gave us this random track here. So if the song you want is not available on Spotify, you will get another song that has nothing to do, and you will have to delete it manually. But for most of the songs, this is not gonna happen. Okay, but be aware that this can happen. And this was basically our project. We were able to set the Spotify API and then use Python to automatically create playlists. We got our songs from ChatGPT. You can get your songs from other source, like for example, a website. You can scrape its data to get some songs. You can ask ChatGPT for 100 songs instead of just 20. You can improve this script to do not add a random song when Spotify does not have your desired song, to just don't add anything at all. And this is it. If you have learned something in this video, please click on like and subscribe to the channel, and also write in the comments below what kind of programming projects you want to see here in this channel. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.